Hello everyone, welcome to another software developer profile review. My name's David. I've been a software developer for over 20 years. I've also run international recruitment teams. I want to show developers where they're making mistakes, why they're getting rejected, and how they can change their profiles so that they get more attention, land more interviews, get better jobs. If you would like a profile review, please head over to crushing.digital, my website, and click the profile review button at the top. There you will find a form that you fill in and you join the queue, and I get to you as soon as possible. Today we're looking at a profile for a full stack Node and React developer. It said full stack Node and React / .NET C#. Now this raises its own concerns for me, but we'll get to that and I'll explain why, because most of you might think that's a good thing to have more technologies, but I want to explain why it's a bad thing sometimes and how you can get around it. So this profile belongs to, and please forgive me on the names, this whole subject has become more about pronouncing names than it has about anything else, and so I apologise if I get your name wrong. Arune? So tell me if I'm right or wrong as usual. So let's start with the profile. I think the idea here of the banner image is great. Now, as a recruiter, when I open this profile and I'm looking, let's say I'm looking for a Node and React developer. When I see, I can see Node, I can see React, great, see JavaScript, woohoo. So we're cooking on gas here. But then I see .NET and then I see Python and I start to think, ooh, which one do you want to do? Which one are you better at? And I always say recruitment is a speed game. Now, if I invite you to an interview, which I'm trying to beat all the competitors to get my developers in front of that client as quickly as possible, because I need to get my developers there so that there's more chance of my developers being hired, because if otherwise my competitor's going to beat me and they're going to get paid and I'm not. That's the game. Much as I don't like the game, that is the game. So at this stage, I think if I jump into an interview with you and I get there and you say, oh, I used to do Node and React, but now I'm more about back end and I really like Python or I really like C#, then I'm like, oh no, I need to get off this call as fast as possible. So it creates what I call gaps. I don't know what you do, and your career path now is open, and this is a common problem with senior developers. They don't want to limit the tech that they're using. I can do anything. I'm sure you can. As someone who's been a developer for over 20 years, I've jumped around in different technologies. I know that you can change language, framework, and all those sorts of things. But that's not the game that the recruiter's playing. The recruiter is not technical, and they're looking, going, I need to tick off all the things on this job specification, and you might tick them, but I'm not sure to what extent you tick them. So it's a danger. So that would be, other than that, that's a great thing to have lots of technology. I like that you're adding the logos here. Full stack web dev, this is great. We've got the same problems that I want to go into it again here, but it looks like we've got the same problem in terms of C# or Node and React. So fix that. The junior thing, personally, I'm a fan of dropping the junior, because I'm not saying you're trying to hide and saying you're not junior. I'm saying there's lots of people out there who will tell you even after 5 years of development, you're still junior. That's their prerogative. That's their opinion. Everyone's got a different opinion. Let them have it. The only truth here is you are a software developer. The level is subjective, and let no one tell you otherwise. I'm not saying you're trying to convince everyone you're senior. That's not a great thing either. That's the fastest route to imposter syndrome, if ever there was one. This is about you just saying, I'm a software developer. We don't want to make people nervous straight off the bat. And sometimes the words junior, aspiring, all that sort of stuff can make people just close your profile immediately. That's not fair either. What we wanted to say, I'm a software developer, here's the skills, and then it's up to you to evidence those skills in the rest of the profile and prove that you can do that job. Because 1 year of experience for somebody, a developer with 1 year of experience might be better than someone with 2. That's just the facts of life. So, I think I've covered that enough. Onto the About section. Now, this is a very nice statement. I'm a recent graduate from the Developer Academy, which is a great bootcamp, by the way, where I learned web development, React and APIs. I fell in love, all lovely. I don't care. And I'm not saying this to be harsh, I'm just trying to be a recruiter right now. Now, this next line, and it goes on further, but I have to click see more. This next line is really where the value is. I specialise in MERN stacks. Now, we're actually answering the doubts question up here, and proficient in. So all the value is this paragraph, and I think you should be hitting them with the value first. So flip that. You can say the nice things, but they're only going to click see more if they like what they see at the top. So value first, and you're confirming what job you want. So I'm going to focus now as if it's a Node and React role. Great that we've got GitHub and we've got a portfolio. I will open those. Love that they're featured. Hopefully they're linked up in your contact information as well. Yes, they are. Perfect. Activity. What do you talk about all day? So while searching for jobs, I came to. I think this is learning PHP. Okay, great. I know there are lots of PHP jobs out there. I'm not saying don't learn PHP. I'm saying, have you gone deep enough on the other languages? I'm guessing this is you trying to open yourself up to more jobs. I would say go deeper on one thing right now, which is kind of the essence of what I was saying about the headline. Fun posts, excellent thing to repost. Just saying, but other than that, doesn't really help you in terms of recruitment. I hit a little milestone. Great. What is that milestone? I don't want to have to read this. I want to know what's the value. I want you to hit me in the face in one paragraph. Like, this amount should tell me absolutely everything. But great that you're doing screenshots. I think you're doing really well at documenting, at posting. We just need now to make sure that these posts are hard hitting and deliver value. And I think we've crossed the barrier of we can post. Now we need to make those posts valuable. So experience, full stack, bootcamp. Okay, what are you doing on the bootcamp? I'd make this easier to consume. I'd reduce this down to bullet points. I love that you've included all the tech that you've done. Fabulous. Now I'm on to, okay, if I like what I see and I think there's more to explore, I'm going to go and look for supporting evidence. So I'm going to get to GitHub. This profile picture should match this one. You'd be surprised how often that becomes important because people type in the URL wrong and all those sorts of things. This is good. I like this. So either take this and paste it back into your LinkedIn or fix LinkedIn and then make sure they're the same. I can get back to LinkedIn. That's great. Now all the pinned repos. I love that you've got pinned repos. This tells me you like JavaScript. I want to know which ones are React, which ones are React Native, and you've done that on a couple of occasions. React. These are great. This is just maybe it is just plain JavaScript. Okay, but I think you should be telling me more about what else is contained within there. Are you using testing libraries? Are you using all those things? I mean, if we went into these, this would be an interesting thing actually. A recruiter's never getting to this stage. They're never going to go in and have a look in your package, Jason, right? But if they did, you know, there's lots of things you could be talking about here, from use of Router to Bootstrap to Jest, Axios, all this sort of stuff. You could be talking about what you're doing with it, how you're learning it, how you're applying it, and all that sort of stuff. So there's a ton more value in here that we're just not utilising right now. And I want to encourage you to do so. And that value here, because if they're saying we want someone with good experience with Jest, and you've used Jest in all 5 of these repos, that's building confidence for them. So think about increasing the value of these descriptions here. And as far as they'll go is they'll be looking here at your repositories. Okay, what are you using? And if they're looking for React and Redux and Jest and whatever, the more I can see it through all of these repos, the more I can see Node and Express and all that. It's just confidence, 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 confidence. So add to that. If I go and look at your portfolio, it looks very nice. What do you do? I don't know. Sorry, I got distracted then. My kids came home from school. So back to the review. If I arrive at your portfolio, it looks very nice. What do you do? So if I arrived here cold from LinkedIn, I'm like, okay, I've arrived. What do you do? Why am I here? If I scroll, I can't get anywhere, so I have to click this. Hope, yes. Okay. Then I get here. What do you do? I don't know. The point I'm trying to get across is you're making it difficult. You're putting all the work onto me to try and establish what you do. Now, that might mean I have to email you and ask, or jump on a call to ask, which you might think is a great thing, because, oh, you have to contact me to actually find out. Or I could just skip it and move on to the next one. And chances are, when you're applying for graduate positions, junior positions, there's going to be, and you're applying on big job boards, there's going to be a lot of applicants. So chances are I'm just going to skip it because it's just too difficult. Now, does that mean I miss out on excellent developers? Yeah, all the time. But if you had to play this game and being fast, or if you weren't going fast meant you didn't get paid, you do this too. So I'm not trying to revolutionise the world here. I'm just trying to show you exactly what happens when you apply and what they do. So I think there's a ton more value that you can unpack and make it clear here. You've got a bunch of skills, but which ones are the ones that are really important? I think you could do better at explaining that. So I'm guessing this is projects, and if there's a project gallery, all of these projects should be turned into posts and should be turned into you documenting your journey. How did you build these things? Why did you build these things? What were the challenges? How did you overcome them? What was the technologies you were using? Did you do testing? Etc, etc, etc. So there's a ton more value. We just need to unpack it. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's been of value to you. So yeah, I guess the main message is to be clearer in your message. If anyone else would like a profile review, like I said, head over to crushing.digital, and if you want to see more profile reviews or you like the profile reviews and you want to support me, please like, subscribe, tell someone, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.